Welcome to Draft Bastards, a podcast that features four brothers consuming and reviewing craft and microbrews from the New England area, all while discussing the topic of the day. This episode will be taking a look at a couple of craft beers from Ground Effect Brewing Co. out of Hudson, Massachusetts, while we consider today's subject, zombies. So lock your doors and sharpen your machetes. It's time for the show. Buenos dias, bonjour, guten tag. Welcome to another episode of Draft Bastards. My name is Jay O'Neill, and I'll be your moderator. With me again are my brew hosts. I got Mikey.
Yo.
I got Baru.
Up.
I got Kev.
What up?
Now, Mikey and Kev are here with me in the studio, and Baru is joining us remotely. Baru, I wish you could see what I've done here. I MacGyvered the shit out of this to make this work.
You are a creative individual.
We are FaceTiming. You are hooked up to a JBL Bluetooth speaker, which is being mic'd and then put into the interface. And there must be 1,000 better ways to do what we're doing. But this is what I came up with last minute. So
I feel like he's in the room with us.
It doesn't sound bad. I think we're going to be all right. We have got a very cool episode. We're going to be talking about zombies, specifically three main types of zombies. We're going to be talking about walkers, runners, and Romero zombies. That would be George Romero, the director, and his brand of zombie. We're going to be talking about the zombie apocalypse with these three zombies and how we would react in those situations. But first, let's talk about the brew. Mikey, what are we drinking?
First of all, Jay and I went to Ground Effect yesterday. My God, these people are amazing. Lindsay, thank you very much for hooking us up and helping us out and telling us what's what. We basically tried everything that they had available in flight form. It was absolutely delicious. There was a couple of surprises I did not expect. We're not big sour fans, but they had two in particular, which we're not trying tonight. But there was the strawberry margarita, which was shockingly good.
Yep.
And the mule?
The ginger mule.
Ginger mule. I had mentioned when we tried it, I'm like, wow, this tastes like a brute ale, like a champagne ale. And she immediately corrected us. She's like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's a sour.
Yeah.
But, man, shockingly good.
Honorable mention, for sure.
Absolutely.
This is killing me. If I wasn't on quarantine, I would have loved to have been there.
You would have loved it.
It sounds amazing.
So about the brewery. Super easy to get to. Lots of room outside, plenty of room inside. Inside decor is high ceilings, tactfully decorated. And I'm noticing now, so we're about to crack open the Soup du Jour, which is a New England style IPA, 6%. A lot of their cans are very, very colorful, but I didn't notice this until just now that there are airplanes on it.
Oh, yeah.
And did you notice the propeller that they had behind the bar?
Yes.
So I wish we had thought to ask about that because I'm wondering if someone was a pilot or just has an affinity for aviation.
Missed opportunity.
We're going to get better at this.
Yes,
I promise we're going to get better at this.
We'll totally get better.
They also had they have food trucks there. The one that was there when we went was Sabor Latino.
It's so fucking good.
It was delicious.
We had lobster tacos. We had lobster tacos, brewer.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, come
I was
on.
thinking about you every bite. You know who would like this? Baru.
And then we had a quesadilla, and I thought about Kev.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is an A+ brewery, and we kind of cheated a little bit. These beers aren't going to surprise us unless they taste vastly different in a can than they did on tap. But we kind of know what to expect. So get ready to crack them, and let us know what you think. We remembered glasses this time.
I was going to bring you a glass, Mickey.
I know you were.
Soup du jour.
Looks juicy. Looks hazy.
Very hazy. 6% horsepower.
Yep. That has some delicious bitterness to it.
There was no light coming through that.
Love it. Yeah.
Right?
Grapefruity. Citrusy. And I wonder, obviously it's a New England style, New England IPA, so it's going to have a lot of citrusy flavor, but I'm wondering, I didn't even think to ask what kind of hops they're using in this.
All good.
Yeah.
Delicious hops.
So this is really, really good. I'm not complaining at all, but I do wish mine was a little bit colder, and that's my fault.
That's on you.
Yeah, that's totally me. But I mean, I'm loving it. But I'm like, man, this would be like so good at like just about like if it was just about to freeze type cold.
I feel like that's what we're drinking right now,
Yeah.
and it's delicious.
Jay's little fridge down there is nice.
That thing was free, 12 years ago?
Yes, it was. Free fridges.
Jeez, I drank half the thing already.
Easy. Slow down, buddy.
Easy, Skeeter.
Well, we're going to start this segment off. I just want to review the 3 types of zombies we're going to be talking about today. Walkers. These are your typical reanimated corpses. Not much to them. Very slow. They eat anything that's alive, that has blood in it.
Mindless,
Corpses.
wandering.
Exactly.
Those are the ones that like brains.
We're going to get to those. Then you get the runners. Now, these ones are a little bit more of a
Problem.
These are a problem. So they sprint, they hunt, they scream. They are vicious. So in some of the movies, they are crawling on ceilings. I mean, they're just scary, right? Then the third type is the Romero zombie. And this would be George Romero, the director of Night of the Living Dead and Return of the Living Dead. And I think there was another one after that. So this guy came up with the idea that zombies walk around moaning brains.
Oh,
So his zombies can talk. His zombies can use tools. If you recall, there were some murders by zombies that involved
That's right.
farming equipment and
Yeah, I
little
forgot
mini
about
shovels, and they can open doors, or they pick up. They react to light and fire, sound. So a different kind of problem with Romero zombies, with zombies that can kind of think.
I think the Romero zombies are the more magical type of zombies.
Well, runners that are crawling on ceilings, also
there's
a
that.
little bit magical.
But I feel like when we see the runners in movies, especially recent movies, they try and back it up with a little science. You know
what? I'm getting confused. The runner that was on the ceiling that I was thinking of was from Dawn of the Dead, and it was down in the parking garage.
Yeah, where it was just half of them. And
It was half, and he was crawling along the beams of the ceiling there. He wasn't actually crawling on the.
Yeah.
So I take it back. But still, that's a runner. So how I want to start is, how do we think we would fare personally in our zombie apocalypse with each type of zombie?
Obviously, the walkers, the shamblers, the walkers are that's the best case scenario.
Base case scenario for me as well.
Yep.
Is anybody leaving their house for walkers?
I am actually very comfortable in my home with walkers.
Baru?
they tend to pile up at your front door too. I don't know.
You got to take out the trash once in a while. You got to have a little fire.
Yeah.
But I think as they're building up, you can, fortify your house pretty easily, and then you're just poking holes in heads.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, I mean, not much of a threat, but they did manage to make him pretty scary. A lot of different movies, and of course the show.
Oh yeah, who doesn't watch The Walking Dead? You all have seen
it's like the first 100 seasons, and then I kind of stopped.
I stopped at Negan and the baseball bat. That's
Really?
where I stopped. Yeah.
Okay.
That's where they lost me.
I wanted to watch Negan. I think I stopped watching sometime after they had the group in some settlement where they were cannibals and they processed them like cattle.
That was terrifying.
Yeah, that shook me up for a few weeks, and then I watched a few more episodes, and I'm like, you know what, the show's boring. So I was probably just scared shit.
Having nightmares every night.
First couple of seasons of that though were
Hey,
legit.
I just kind of had a thought that I kind of want to share with you.
What do you got?
So you got these 3 levels of zombies, right?
Yeah.
What if you had walkers, then the Romeros, and then the runners? What if it was like evolution of the zombie, right? Like they just woke up and they're all messed up, but they got to eat something. And as long as they eat, then they get, parts of their brain back and they can start using tools and things. So then they keep eating runners. And then they become a supercharged zombie and they start running up the walls and shit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Speaking of supercharged zombies, you have the nuclear zombie style too. That's, what was that movie with Quentin Tarantino? Help me out. Planet Terror.
Okay.
So these were nuclear style zombies. I think it was a chemical warfare or something that ended up making these people undead, and they exploded, and it was awesome.
Another zombie that we seem to have left off this list is the Harryhausen zombie.
Which one's that?
That is the raised skeletons.
Dig it.
Like the old school stop motion, remember?
I don't know. They all look like they're made out of clay when they get to that point for some reason.
Sure.
How do you kill a skeleton zombie?
I think you just hit it with a rock and it falls apart. Depends on which universe you're in, I guess.
We go back to Diablo rules. Maces.
Maces.
Plus 50% damage to undead.
Yep.
Boom. Get your bats.
Good point. Good point.
It's funny you bring up radioactive zombies, though, because one threat in the event of the world being overrun, you get the ones that are going to wander into a broken down nuclear plant.
Mm-hmm.
Radiation's probably not going to kill them, but they're going to carry it with them wherever they shuffle off to.
Yep. Good point. Man.
Lots of terror to be found.
Yeah. Someone better lock the door behind them. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
You know?
In I Am Legend, those were not technically zombies. They were alive, and they were just sick with this disease.
The few movies where they're like these crossover type monsters, where they're like undead, kind of.
They behave
wasn't it like
that.
Wasn't that one 30 Days of Night? Those were like zombie vampires or something, weren't they?
I think those were just straight up vampires.
Just vampires.
Oh, were they? Yeah.
Yeah.
They were gruesome, though.
Same thing.
Yeah, no, they weren't your sexy vampire.
They showed that big meat grinder in the beginning. I'm like, yeah, somebody's getting thrown in there. Hour later, in he goes.
So, guys, the first zombie movie I ever saw was the George Romero, Night of the Living Dead. And I remember it vividly because I was grounded.
Me too.
We were not allowed to watch TV when we were grounded, but my dad had just got a VCR.
A beta.
A beta VCR. And the only two things he had was 3 episodes of Three Stooges, and I can probably rattle off which episodes too. And Night of the Living Dead. And I was probably in 2nd grade when this happened. And he's like, okay, well, you guys can watch TV, but you have to watch this. And he made us watch that.
And he was going to quiz us on it.
Yep.
He was going to quiz us on the show. And I remember the first thing he asked us, how did they all become zombies?
It was a satellite.
Well, I did not know the answer because I was freaking terrified because
they're coming to get you, Barbara.
Had disemboweled.
I remember the disemboweling scene
with a trowel.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we were.
I don't remember the first time I saw that movie, but it definitely was not in 2nd grade. But you know, I did see a lot of these like old school horror films, like Nightmare on Elm Street, and like Friday the 13th, and like when I was like way too young, and I used to have like recurring nightmares about these.
Those ones never scared me. The Freddy Kruegers and the Jason Voorhees and the Michael Myers. Like, I don't know if I was. I mean, the Freddy Krueger I feel like was geared towards the younger kids. But the Michael Myers, that was a nice psychological thriller. In hindsight, that's a pretty decent movie.
It is. The original Halloween.
You know,
the original
I agree
Halloween.
they are, but I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah, that's wrong.
They didn't number right.
Who was watching? Were you at our house?
It could have been.
No, that was up in Chester. I was always watching stuff I wasn't supposed to at that age. Baywatch.
Nice, dude.
Walkers being the easiest.
Mm-hmm.
Runners.
What's the first move?
Runners, we need an
Apocalypse
island.
is coming. They're runners.
We need an island. We need to take over an island and keep it.
Or just go somewhere where it's harsh and cold.
Oh, we're in New England. We're
We're in
fine.
New England, yeah.
Harsher, colder.
Yeah, but we got to find food too.
So what? The runners don't like the cold?
They won't move as quickly in the cold. And
Makes sense.
the less appealing of an environment we're in, the less likely we'll have to deal with bandits and raiders and all the other fun stuff that comes with a zombie apocalypse.
We're as bad as they are now.
It seems like a whole group of runners coming at you. I mean, what do you do?
Climb a tree. I don't know. Hope they get bored. You know, the runners, I feel like, I mean, I'd rather deal with the sentient.
Yeah, runners
Zombies.
are, I think, worst case scenario.
Yeah, because they don't get tired. I get tired real fast.
I don't run.
I don't run so good.
I don't enjoy running. But if we're talking certain kinds of Romero zombies,
Yeah.
you got the ones from Return of the Living Dead where they're actually really hard to kill.
Yeah.
They're not quite sprinters, but they can put a little jaunt in their step.
I definitely feel like I'd want to, maybe not someplace with a harsh environment because that would affect your survivability, but I would definitely want someplace really remote.
If your greatest enemy is the environment, I feel like we can pull that off.
Okay.
Kev brings up something interesting. One of the rules, the unspoken or spoken rule of zombies, is that taking out the head, the brain, kills the zombie.
What happens when that's not the case?
And I believe in that movie that you just referenced, the
Return of the Living
Return
Dead.
of the Living Dead, that did not work.
No.
They kept going no matter what.
All right, then they split the... Oh, yeah, what was the one with the dog? The zombie dog?
The one that was like on display that came back to life.
It came back to life.
Skeletons are coming back to life. The only way to...
And that dog definitely was filled with formaldehyde.
Yeah. So the only way to kill them is to burn them. But by burning them, you release the
stuff
chemical
back.
that turned them into zombies into the air,
Yep.
creating acid rain that turns everything it touches into a zombie. These things are fucked up.
Dang.
Yeah, that is not good.
And if you ask them questions, they'll give you horrifying answers. They eat brains to make the pain of being dead go away.
So let me ask you this. Do you consider the brain-eating zombies, are they cannibals?
It's a one species eating I was going to say it's the same species eating the same species.
Is it
But
the same, though?
Are they different when they become a zombie?
Yeah.
Well, are we going by the rules that zombies are only going to attack humans? I know in Walking Dead they'll attack animals. Anything that moves, really.
Yep.
Yeah, those were your regular walkers.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a trade, right? The slow zombies will attack anything. The runners, they only want you.
Brains.
Gonna eat your brains.
One of the problems I had with Walking Dead was, you're watching the group move and they have problems and, they usually get out of it and stuff. And but the thing is, they were fighting the walkers, supposedly the easiest ones to kill. And I never felt like they got really good at taking them out. These walkers, they're always getting the drop on them.
Always.
And they're always struggling and stuff. It's like, yo, you can move 500 times faster than this thing. Kill it.
Not only that, Brew, we make it look really easy to pierce a skull. That is not an easy thing to do. That skull is designed to protect the most important organ in your body.
Yeah. Well, I think, what's her name with the sword? Misha?
Michonne.
Michonne, yeah, it was close. Yeah. I think I thought she had the right idea.
And a katana.
A nice, a katana or some type of blade that's too heavy, heft, to just take the head right off.
If you know someone who's really good with a sword, invite them to your group.
I would definitely take an 8-foot-long spear.
A spear is good, but the thing is, if you miss that one and they're getting close, then
You gotta
you're in
back up.
trouble.
You got the backup hip blade.
Not every weapon is for every situation. You have your long range thing, you have your short range thing.
I'm talking, Baru, from the comfort of my own home, hanging out the window, and just kind of picking them off one by one from a safe distance. When they pile up, I move to another window, they all move over there. Mm-hmm.
Listen,
I have Jay or Kev gather them up.
You're a formidable man. If you say you want a spear, I want to see what you can do with a spear. I want to see that shit.
We need spears.
I would watch that show.
Spears and katanas don't run out of bullets.
True that.
Man, do you guys remember that movie? This isn't really a zombie movie, but it was a Stephen King adaptation. What was it, like the Mist, I think?
The Mist, yeah.
Yeah, so at the end, you remember the ending?
Yeah. What a shitty ending. Well, it was a good ending for the movie, but a shitty ending for the people.
Yeah.
Carol from The Walking Dead was the lady that ran out of the restaurant or the diner, whatever it was,
That's right,
into
yeah.
the mist to try and find help or salvation or whatever she was looking for. And then she was the one in the truck after the mist clears, he had just aced his family, and then the mist clears and she's sitting in the back of her truck driving by him.
Oh,
Yeah.
heart-wrenching.
I need to get a katana.
Well, we should all have katanas.
I had one a long time ago. Now I don't.
You used to have a legit one.
I did.
Oh, man, we had some fun with that. Remember that time? I don't know. Can we talk about
We're not allowed to talk about that.
So, Jay, you used to have a serious katana, and we were drunk fishing one night, and we got really good at catching eels, and somebody pulled up an eel. I said, hold on. I came up, and I came running down to the dock and gave some 3-foot eel an early end, just for the sake of it.
Give him a little haircut.
Yeah, so the funny part was the next day in this, in the water, you could see two halves of the eel just kind of, like they were growing out of the sand, like the head and the tail.
It's not funny.
Anyway, so, yeah, the stupid stuff you do when you're a kid, I mean.
Yep.
But, man, that was fun.
Yeah.
Unlike the last part of this Ground Effect soup du jour here.
Yeah, I'm on my last inch here.
What's next on the menu?
Next, we're doing the Quantum Hop, and that's their West Coast IPA. So that's the Hop Bomb.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And this is the one that used Centennial and Cascade hops. So they're both pretty similar. Centennial attributes a lot of citrusy bitterness, and the Cascade is what contributes a lot of the flowers and a different kind of citrus. Also 6%.
Yeah, manageable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 6 is good. This Soup du Jour, it's really good. It's really juicy. It's a little bit heavy, which isn't bad. Because it's like, some beers are so good, it's like, okay, I'm just going to get these and have like, 2 or 3 or whatever. And then there's others where you're like, I want 10 of these.
Yep.
But this Soup du Jour, I don't think my body can process these fast enough.
I can't really think of any juicy, hazy, hoppy beers that I can drink 10 of, though. I mean, this is a filling beer.
No, like it's really tasty, but it's a little bit heavy. Like this would be really good to have, like I said, 1 or 2, or like if you were having a steak or a burger or something.
Yep.
You just wanted something juicy to go with it.
Yeah.
Or a lobster taco.
I will say,
I mean, you could crush 10 of these. You would just regret it.
well, there's one way to find out. All right. We ready for the next one? Who's getting up?
I got to run out and grab the other one.
Sure.
5 minutes later.
You want to talk shit about him?
Let's talk shit about him. Are you back, Brewer?
I'm back.
Welcome back. We got our quantum hop, which Mikey just explained. We're going to crack these.
Cracking and pouring. Yep.
So as this is pouring into my glass, I want to bring up another type of zombie real quick. I don't want to go too crazy. You guys know what a voodoo zombie is. So that's when a witch or a sorcerer raises the dead. My favorite is the White Walkers.
They did a great job.
I would have to go ahead and jump on that with you, Jay. I'm going to make a quick little confession. Like, zombies are great and everything. I hate the zombie trend. Hate it. Never got it. Never got it. Dude, Walking Dead is awesome, okay? I'm not saying anything bad about that show or because I stopped watching it, whatever. Love it. I think it's fantastic. I just can't believe how crazy people get over zombies. They're zombies. Fun to talk about, but I don't need friggin', 24 t-shirts with zombies on it.
I mean, 1 dozen.
You guys are killing me. Night King.
Worst death ever.
If we ever have a Game of Thrones episode, we're going to need more than an hour because I got some shit to say.
We just opened this beer. We can talk about how terrible that was. I mean, he was terrifying
Until season 8. I was waiting for him to crack a joke. he throws a spear through the dragon. Stick around.
I was just thinking all sorts of quotes. Like, take any quote from
Something
Batman and
super
Robin.
cheesy, yeah.
Chill.
Chill out. All right, I got to take a sip of this.
This is more towards like my comfort zone, I guess. This Quantum Hop.
Man, that's good.
I mean, it's excellent. I mean, what can you say about a good IPA? It's like a security blanket.
Getting a kind of a red ale vibe to it.
It's definitely less viscous than what we just drank, or any of the hazy juicies.
So the Night King can raise any dead body around him.
Of any animal. Yep.
He's a lich.
More of a necromancer, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, a lich.
He's
I
a
like
lich,
that.
yeah.
Or a necromancer, sure.
The other thing with that dragon, not to get too off topic, when he touched that dragon and the dragon opened his eyes, he didn't have the regular hazed over blue eyes. He had the White Walker eyes. So I have a feeling that was another sentient being.
Special.
He wasn't just a mindless, what do they call him in the show? Whites.
Right.
A mindless white just walking around and doing his bidding with thoughts, where he probably was, but to a different extent.
We would also be more fucked in that zombie apocalypse, by the way.
Way more fucked.
If we had a Night King at the helm of a zombie army.
Well, I mean, at least, but now you have a target.
Zombies with a hive mind, though. Ooh,
Hives on, oh man,
hive mind.
awful.
Yeah, I mean, not only is he like he's like brains. He's like the Sun Tzu of zombies.
Yep.
Like he'll strike you before you even know what's happening. He was always ready. You see how that fucker can throw a spear, dude? What are you gonna do?
Dude, he's a champ. That's why I want the spear, Brew. I was inspired.
Now it all makes sense.
The most badass scene was when they're at
Hard home.
and he just raises those hands, and then everyone stands up, and it's like dead quiet.
No
And
music.
No soundtrack.
Are you
just like
kidding me?
what?
Are you kidding
that
me?
was harrowing.
Oh,
Really good. I always love it when at least I feel like there's a certain element of realism. Like that felt raw, that scene.
It was amazing.
I was feeling the terror. Like I did not want to be there.
Kevin and I watched that. We watched that one together live, and I had already read the book, so I was, I've read these books cover to cover at least 3 times and gone back and cherry picked chapters. But
I like to read.
I read books. It's like the internet made out of trees. I didn't really understand what was going on until that first zombie came at the Then, and I can remember saying to Kevin, like, "Is this happening? They're gonna do it?" Because this happened like off screen in the book. Sure. They just heard about something bad happened at Hardhome. We don't know what happened. So when they started doing it, I'm like, "Oh, they're gonna do it!" And then it was like this ridiculous Miguel Sapochnik level, battle. It was that they got fucking destroyed. They lost. They lost big.
Yeah. But
we're gonna fucking die here.
Jon Snow came out kind of a champion, though.
Sure did.
He had Longclaw for that, right?
He sure did.
So, and that's
it's the only reason he is alive. Well, yeah, he killed the White Walker with it.
Dude, it was building up to be like something.
It's either Longclaw or Benjen. He always had to get bailed out by something.
Yeah. Well, but you know what? That other one doesn't count. That was later. That was no more source material.
Oh, when he showed up with his
when Benjen showed up and threw him on us. So there's no time. Like, what the fuck?
No time.
There's plenty of time. Just jump on.
I'm not complaining about Benjen showing up. Of course, it was cheesy, but it's pretty low on the list compared to a lot of the other stuff.
A flaming morning star that gets you a lot of points.
I'm saying, man. I mean, entrance was epic. That was incredible. So I mean, that guy's awesome. He can show up whenever he wants.
Until we don't need him anymore, then he can fuck off and die.
Fuck off.
I was just expecting so much more. I was really just hopeful. I mean, this guy, this Night King was...
Especially that moment, like, at Hardhome, when he had that epic stare down with John. He was looking at John the whole time, wanting to see what I can fucking do.
It was supposed to be between those two. It's always been between those two.
Again, when we have more time, I have a great theory.
Right. But zombie-wise, the final battle at Winterfell.
Okay.
And to speak to the Night King's power, he also raised bodies from the crypt.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. So we had skeletons busting through stone.
Yeah.
That should tell you how strong these things were.
Yeah.
Sure.
Unless they get a hold of a main character, in which case they were very slow and weak.
Well, there's plot armor.
Then they just want to give you a big old hug.
Yeah, tickle.
If you're a secondary character, they'll knife you so quick.
So
right in the throat.
What was the difference between when the skeletons that were trying to kill
Bran?
His story was so captivating. So remember when they were trying to get to the cave?
Zombies.
They were trying to get to the cave.
Stay with the zombies.
And they had all those skeletons come up out of the ice.
Yeah.
They ended up killing
Summer
and
Jojen. The dog died the next wave when the Night King came in.
Right, but what were those? There was no walkers or whites around.
No, they were sitting there waiting. Yeah. They've been waiting for him for 200 years.
They were waiting.
They were sitting there waiting for him.
Mm-hmm. Those skeletons were whites, and they were involved with the Night King.
Correct.
All right. I did not know that. I thought they were...
They could not go into the tree. They could not enter that room. What do you think his range is? How far does his arm reach?
I mean, he was flying around Winterfell, and things were coming to life.
Sure, but he was at Winterfell, and he resurrected the entire battlefield at Hardhome.
Sure.
But does it have to be like within eyesight? Like as far as the eye can see kind of thing? Or can he go a little bit further? Not quite that far? Never been addressed. And the Night King doesn't really exist in the book in that form.
Really?
It's interesting that wasn't even hinted at in the books. Like, I would think that, like, maybe like they're so cold, they're like a walking body of dry ice, right? Or something. And like
White Walkers in the books, and they're actually described as beautiful. So I kind of picture them looking like the dark elves from Warcraft or something.
Sure.
That's what I imagine them looking like. And they do have these like ice blades that, disappear and reappear. They're so thin and sharp.
Yeah.
So, throwing zombies, we'd be fucked.
Oh, 100%.
Very, very fucked.
We don't have magic. We can't compete with magic.
We can get obsidian.
That's true.
Obsidian is a thing.
Why didn't they make... they did make arrowheads, didn't they?
They sure did.
How come they didn't use them?
Not enough. That would have been a tactically intelligent decision, and we don't do that in season 8.
I'm trying to remember. Didn't the Dothraki try to make obsidian weapons to deal with them?
Obsidian Aurochs.
What was their plan before Melisandre showed up out of nowhere and lit their swords on fire? What was their plan before that?
To send a bunch of Dothraki at them.
Meat shield, man. Meat shield.
See the end of the Dothraki until they all respawn the next episode. I feel like we're gonna veer way off topic here because we got some pent up thrones.
We have opinions.
Yeah, for real. I'm holding back.
We will definitely do a Game of Thrones episode, I promise.
Obviously.
That is a thing.
Zombies. Voodoo zombies.
Voodoo zombies. I'm trying to think of another example.
They're out of Haiti and West Africa, right?
Yep.
They do the voodoo zombies.
Weekend at Bernie's. That was a voodoo zombie. He got raised by a spell, didn't he?
That was Weekend at Bernie's too.
More of a marionette.
Well, no, he was a dead guy. The first one. The second one, didn't they try and raise him or something?
That's right. Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Yeah.
That's right. I think of them both as the same movie.
I did not know that there was a Weekend at Bernie's too. I'll be honest.
Skip it.
Okay, I'll skip it.
Well, he was a voodoo zombie in that one.
Bernie Wilmax.
That movie was on HBO like every single day back in the early 90s.
I would watch the first one right now.
Yeah, like you just turn on HBO. It's like, oh, it's the Weekend at Bernie's channel.
Or it's Mannequin.
Mannequin, that was a good one.
She's not really a zombie. Just kind of turns into a mannequin.
Ooh, was that a zombie movie?
I don't know.
Here's a question.
I don't know.
Is Mannequin a zombie?
Mannequin
She
zombie.
doesn't eat brains, but...
She's a fantastic designer.
Fantastic.
That was Kim Cattrall, wasn't
That was
it?
Kim Cattrall.
Was that before or after Big Trouble in Little China?
I don't know. No zombies in Big Trouble. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. No zombies in Big Trouble.
Just that one gnarly looking monster that never got explained.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about the big monster that carried away Kim Cattrall? Or
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking
Kind of got
about.
explained. He will come out no more.
Yeah, the little goblin guy.
Yeah.
What'll come out no more?
Huh? What?
So is it us, or was the 80s just so awesome? Like,
80s are pretty awesome.
There was a lot of really good ideas in the 80s. They did the best they could with those ideas.
Well, you talk about Romero zombies. I know George Romero's original idea about zombies was call out to Western culture, people like kind of zombifying and moving as a horde kind of thing.
Yep.
What movie really explains it well? The beginning of Shaun of the Dead. The
Shaun of the
intro
Dead.
where people
Yep.
are just like shuffling their way through the day at work.
Yep.
And the intro seamlessly transitions into those people turning into actual zombies, but it looks exactly like it did when they were just going to work. I thought that was brilliant.
That is a great friggin' movie.
Excellent movie.
I wish we had more original thinkers making movies. I feel like everything that I see lately on Amazon and Netflix, it's all like the same type of thing, you know.
They say we...
snuff film or a survival film or a kidnap film or...
Yeah. Well, we may have ran out of stories a long time ago, Brew. You know.
There is a formula.
And honestly, most of these things go back to Shakespeare.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hey, you tell a good story, even if it follows the formula, you got me. I'm interested. I'll watch.
I agree.
If I see like another fantasy film where it's like the unlikely hero arises and overcomes a trial and tribulations and becomes
So comfortable. So Shoney's.
right, so Shoney's.
The hero's journey. It works.
Then there's the Chinese tragedy. Everybody
Always.
fucking dies.
Yeah.
Hero, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, but they usually die for
Yes. They die for the country.
They die for the country. The Chinese films, they will always die for the country, for the betterment of the people.
The greater good.
Oh, that's right. Don't be talking about that. Winnie the Pooh.
They started listening as soon as you said China.
Without getting political about it.
Too late.
The past year has greatly changed my opinion on how well I think mankind could handle a zombie outbreak. I used to think the worst it would be a couple isolated outbreaks.
Nope.
Now, I think we'd be fucked.
Zombies are a myth. Fake news.
That's actually a pretty good point.
I think we'd have to resort to plans, C and D a lot quicker than we'd originally planned. I think we'd have to resort to on the run and making do in the wilderness a lot sooner than we would have thought to.
I mean, when you think about it in terms of bullets, like if there was a zombie outbreak here, like let's say it happened in like Montana or Idaho or something, right? And like a third of the state turned into runners. So what?
You have enough bullets.
It'd be 2 years before anyone notices.
Well, yeah, that.
I'm joking.
And then once we did, I mean, I don't know, a couple Apaches, a couple militias,
Yeah.
day or two.
Again, that's
done.
best case scenario. You want to be somewhere sparse. It's when this shit happens in a city that the shit really hits the fan.
Yeah, then it's a different scenario. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It happens up in North Dakota.
So what happened?
My nearest neighbor is 10 miles away.
Yeah.
Property values go down in North Dakota.
Honestly, in all seriousness,
Yeah.
if there were ever any kind of zombie outbreak, unless it was viral, apparently, we've learned, I'm pretty sure that we could handle it. Like, even the runners and the sentients, the weapons, the military, it's fine. It's going to be fine.
It would require an initial
Yeah.
catalyst to get things out of their control.
Well,
I would feel like it would have to be intentional.
let's talk about that really quick. So, ways you become a zombie. Number one, you're bitten. You become a zombie. Number two, you're killed by a zombie by any way, and then you are reanimated. Number three, you catch a virus that turns you into a zombie. Is that it?
Well, you get the Walking Dead way where all you have to do is die.
But that was a virus. So they hinted at that a couple times. I didn't watch past Negan, but they said before then, everybody has it. Everybody has this.
Yeah.
And if you die,
it just doesn't
Right.
kick in until you die.
That particular method of becoming a zombie, that makes it believable that it would be tough to deal with. That I think that would be the toughest if everybody had it, like in The Walking Dead, like and all you had to do was croak or whatever.
Yep.
Bringing back the Viking funeral pyres. I like it.
Yep.
That's how I want to go.
The other method is, again, Ramiro's original. It was a crashed satellite.
crash satellite, which who the heck knows what that means.
Space dust, man. Space dust.
But if it's viral and you just catch it, that's a tough scenario.
Should have worn the mask.
It's not good.
If you get bit,
Should have washed your damn hands.
so that would be Dawn of the Dead. People that got bit, they ended up getting the fever, and
Yeah.
then they die, then they come back as a zombie.
Yep.
28 days later, all you got to do is get a drop of blood on you.
Oh, yeah.
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 And it's quick. Those are Fight Club zombies. You don't know where I've been, Luke. I carry the crowbar when we're on the move. And my name becomes Crowbar.
Kev, your new name is Crowbar.
You like the band, Slow and Heavy. Come on, man. I couldn't resist that
awesome.
one, bro.
Yeah, guess I kind of softballed that in, didn't I?
There's only like 10 people that are going to get that.
Good.
Oh.
Give him my number. I need some friends, man. I need more friends.
You're killing me, Smalls. Well, we are getting to the end of the show here.
Apologies to anybody who absolutely loves zombies.
Yeah, we massacred this one.
Oh, it's a zombie reference. So, all right. I encourage you all to go to Ground Effect Brewing in Hudson, Mass. Say hi to Lindsay and team. You can check out what's on tap on their website, groundeffectbrewing.com. You can visit us at draftbastards.com and on Facebook and Instagram at draftbastards, all one word. Drop us a like and say hey.
And one more thing, guys. Big thank you to Lindsay, Josh, and Danielle for taking real good care of us
Appreciate you guys.
at Ground Effect.
For our next episode, Baru will be picking the beer, and we will be discussing House of the Dragon, the upcoming prequel to Game of Thrones on HBO.
We'll have some stuff to say on Game of Thrones.
Oh, I got a lot to say.
Oh, I got some shit to say.
That's all from us. Thanks for listening, and please support your local brewery.